Hey, 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 hey. Hey, 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 hey. Black excellence, black beauty, and black pride. Black power from all diasporas coincide. Progressive truth and regression eventually collide. May the beauty of the people no longer be set aside. May the black queen's grace continually mesmerize.
The Urban Impact Show is sponsored by Green and Wood Media Services. Green and Wood uses digital media to help businesses, political campaigns, and organizations grow while increasing their community impact. Green and Wood Media is pleased to offer a digital media buying fellowship to train, develop, and mentor young people interested in digital media, politics, and advertising. Learn more at greenandwoodmedia.com.
Yo! I instantly started laughing, man. That's my fault. And we're live too. Welcome back to the Urban Impact Show, everybody. I am one of your hosts, Rob Johnson.
I am your favorite host that has ever existed, the Shekinah Marissa. Don't be looking at him. Focus.
Inside joke right there. Inside joke right there.
We are focused.
Everybody, we're live from the studio right here in Windsor Heights, and I'm glad it's you here and not Dewada or Brittany, because I usually forget.
Right.
I usually forget that it's Windsor Heights, and then today, so today I knew I had to remember it because I didn't have them to back me up.
Right.
You know, so I had to force myself to remember that.
Remember
of course, so we both would have been sitting here like, what's sitting here? The Speed Trap City. Shout out to the studio.
Yes.
If you would like to book this space, it is available for private events. You can call or text with questions 515-996-0326. Again, that number is 515-996-0326. This space is available. Welcome to our anniversary show, man. We've been doing this for a minute. And of course, when this whole thing got kicked off, it originated between Rob and Shekinah. And I'll never forget that very first flyer that came out that had you in the jacket. And then Matt, I was in like some red suit or something like that. It was crazy, but we had the gallery is something else right now. But it was something else. So what's up, man? A lot has changed since we done kicked this off. I got a whole baby.
You do.
You got a whole husband.
I sure do. Yes, I do.
A lot has changed since we kicked this show off. So what's up, man?
You know, living the dream. Busy times.
How did you feel when we first kicked this thing off?
First, I am here to tell y'all the E-True Hollywood story, okay? Robert James Johnson is bearing false witness. He told me we were going to Clash of the Clippers, Battle of the Salons, and we were going to do a show.
That's right.
Robert James Johnson failed to tell me that there would be cameras, so this would be a visual show instead of just audio. He said he wants to do a podcast, as in like just audio. Incorrect. I pulled up, there was lights, camera, and action, and it was all a surprise. And so it morphed into a visual podcast that we did all the time, and it was always a surprise to me. I've always had surprises. Thank you, Robert, for keeping me on my toes.
So wait a minute. So are you trying to say that from the beginning, it was like, I kind of like threw you into this thing?
That is exactly what I just said. I didn't
I
try.
wonder if DeWanna and Brittany feels like that
I
too
stated
after when they came on. I'm sure DeWanna probably feels a lot different than maybe somebody else because DeWanna had to come in, fix the finances, fix the listing of the show, and
Get it in order.
yeah. Well,
I'm.
well, I mean,
ladies enhance things.
you know, it was
Women come and enhance.
Who was that
So,
Trey
she
on
enhanced.
YouTube that said women multiply what you give them? You know what I'm saying? Ain't that what they said?
Trey, like, I don't know.
So that's their job.
That's their job.
Look at all the faces. All the faces. Look, even Princess is over there.
Blessed
like, oh,
assurance.
did he really just say that?
You didn't go to church today.
I did not go to church today because
That's okay. I didn't think so.
honestly, I did not go to church today because I was jet lagged from being in Cali, and it was like go, 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 and then
Yeah.
finally when I got back, I was like, ooh, this time difference is like rough on you, man.
Yeah.
It's rough on you.
I'm happy you took a break.
Man, I had to. I had Eli this morning, and he was a lot.
Or Eli had you this morning.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. So what else is happening? What else is going on in your world, man? I feel like it's been a minute since we done sat here.
Man.
And we done sat here, just you and I.
So just you and I, right? And a couple of our friends here. My world. I am working to help get our first black governor elected.
Woo-hoo.
First black governor in the country.
In the country.
Yes, elected in our state. That is a exciting thing.
Female governor.
Yes, first black female governor. Clarifying
Yes.
that. Life is just really busy. You know, your priorities change.
That's true.
So, growth.
And
We're all about that.
your husband is now a part of this show.
Yes, he
Yeah.
is a part of the show.
Yeah, yes, he is. Yeah, yes, he is. He's a great addition to this show. I mean, really good.
I feel like this is about to be a Flintstones moment. I feel like Robert is about to say something sexist again. So, in effort to, he is a great addition to the show.
In an effort to diffuse.
Yes.
Oh, that is too funny. As we divert, we're gonna be right back. We're gonna take a quick break, but please, while we do that, we need y'all to go ahead on and press the share button. Go ahead on and get this message out. We get ready to
Absolutely.
bring up our first guest, Mr. James Weatherford, who was one of our first guests
Absolutely.
when we did our show at the Clash of the Clippers. So let's do
And
this.
if you are just tuning in, you are watching the Urban Impact Show. This is the reunion show. So, your favorite host is back. And I have the pleasure of helping to keep Rob in line today.
Feels like Love and Hip Hop reunion is on Real Housewives. Dig, that was definitely a dig. Trey, take us
Commercial
to
break.
commercial.
Welcome back to the Urban Impact Show. Today is the reunion show. And so we are taking a moment to step back in time, which is why your favorite host is back. Shekinah, that's me. Rob's over there too. But we are joined by one of our first guests from our first show, Mr. James Weatherford.
That's me.
Welcome to the show, James.
Thank you. First of all, I just want to tell y'all happy anniversary. 4 years. Went by so fast. A lot of things have happened. I wasn't even living in Des Moines then, but I just want to say thank y'all for having me on y'all platform. It was high energy last time. It was crazy. I actually won first place at the head show that day.
We saw you.
That was free. Before I won, and I did the whole emotional thing on stage. But yeah, because I had a trying time. But yeah,
it was good.
I appreciate y'all having me.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. Welcome back.
Yeah.
Robbie J, kick us off.
So Jay, you get a lot has changed since we had you. So you getting ready to have?
I got a son on the way.
Yes, congratulations.
Yeah, I got a son coming into the world.
Congratulations. How you feel about that, man?
I'm old, and
You old.
I didn't know it still even worked.
Hilarious.
I'm just playing. Seriously, But no, this has been a blessing. I got 2 daughters. My oldest daughter just turned 15, and my youngest daughter just turned 13. We all Virgos.
Okay.
So yeah.
You know who?
Who that?
Beyonce.
Oh, of course.
Come on, somebody. Shout out to Beyonce.
Virgos all day.
You a Virgo? Trey's a Virgo? Okay.
But yeah, just transitioning to being more of an active father, and it's a whole backstory, the reason why I even came back to Des Moines, because I was in Des Moines almost 10 years ago where I worked at Platinum, and then I stayed for about 2 years and I left and went back. And
as a matter of fact, I remember that.
Yeah.
I remember that.
And then upon that was like, and then I went to Chicago to take care of my mom that was sick with cancer. So it's a whole, really COVID is the reason that I came back to Des Moines, because, COVID actually was very positive for me.
Okay.
It gave me a chance. It's like when the world stopped. And it just gave me a chance to catch up with my thoughts. Yeah. And we wasn't known as essential workers as barbers. So that was the first time in my career since I've been cutting since a teenager that I was off work for 2-3 months almost. You know what I'm saying? So I'm sitting at home, getting fat, cooking 3 meals a day. I'm barbecuing first thing in the morning, all type of stuff. So
felt free, huh?
Yeah, but how it happened is my mom died on Valentine's Day.
Okay.
Then COVID happened. Then I was off work. So I kind of went through a slight depression, you know what I'm saying, from that time. But I've always had a relationship with Big Rob and actually Craig Hunt. You know what I'm saying? Actually, Craig stalked me for years trying to get me to come work for Universal. Okay. You know what I'm saying? But I'm finally here.
Yeah,
I hope he is too.
Watching this.
No, that's my boy. That's my brother.
Me
so
too.
I gotta mess with him.
Hey,
but,
shout out to him for him coming out. I mean, because he was on his, it wasn't looking good.
Very supportive, and man. He everybody really got their opinions about everybody, but at the end of the day, he has helped mold and groom a lot of young men.
Yeah, no, I was talking about his health.
Almost definitely. Man was on his.
He came out of that situation that was.
He a fighter though. The man done been through everything, so he's definitely here for a reason. He
a purposeful man. Yeah,
exactly. So one night I was just sitting in bed and I'm just like, man, I need a change. I called Craig. I'm like, man, I'm coming back to Des Moines. He was like, man, say no. I ain't had to say nothing. He was just like, your station gonna be ready for you. And then I just came up here and just started over. And upon that,
you've been doing it since.
Yeah, my daughter moved up here from Sioux City at the same time.
That's a blessing.
So I was on my baby mama couch for about a year.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Till I transitioned and got my own crib. But she's like, I got a 3-bedroom condo. You come down here and lay on my couch and get yourself together, and being around my daughter help heal me. You know what I'm saying? And a new environment and everything. So, it worked out for me.
I know how that feel, bro.
Yeah, real talk.
I know how that feels.
So actually, I needed my daughter more than she needed me.
And wait till this man-child comes.
Oh, man, know.
When this man-child comes, bro.
I always have been a dream of mine to have a son just because I'm a barber.
Yeah.
And I was always...
And you want to teach?
Yeah, but I mean, I was in the streets for a long time, so I done raised a lot of kids.
Yeah.
Y'all know there are lady barbers, too. Women can cut hair. Just in case anybody wanted to know. women can cut hair.
Yeah,
but-
I'm never serving this on the women. So, you know, that was cutting my hair when I was younger. Women.
Yes.
Yeah, I went getting my haircut at a shop called Mo's and Joe's in Chicago back in the day.
You know, one thing I remember about your interview.
Yes.
When Rob bamboozled me into the whole first episode of the show, you came through and you had a lot of energy and you were very honest about your path in being a barber. And we were talking about how barbers and hairstylists are entrepreneurs.
Yeah.
And they help the dollar rotate in the Black community.
Most definitely.
And how it's more than just a barber, but you become like a therapist,
Most
a
definitely.
friend. You are an economic stimulator.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Most
And so I
definitely.
remember you talking very honestly about how you got your start and how certain people gave you a chance.
Yes.
And I thought that was a very motivational message, like that other people needed to hear. You was thanking everybody. You was thanking Big Rob. He was thanking Guy. He was like the people on the Source Awards, y'all. You know, they get up there and be like, first and foremost, I want to,
Most
all of
definitely.
that. It was good,
I
though.
mean, there is no Black community without Black business. So we must gather and get that going in our community in order for us to thrive. Not only the barbershop, like we're actually community fathers also, because we raise a lot of kids that like we're a safe haven for a lot of kids that don't have nobody, that don't have a guidance. So we are fathers to some. That's why, like one of my football coaches, he was a white man from Greece, but even though I had a father, he was another type of father figure in my life. So that's why I always recommend sports and everything, because it gave me a chance to be aggressive and get my anger out, but it also held me to accountability.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
So, my brother, as we wrap, real quick. First of all, I want you to tell the people like how they can get a hold of you, your information.
Well, I'm
But
here to
before you do that-
reintroduce myself.
but before you do that,
First and foremost.
before you do that, so you said you went through this trying period.
Yes.
But thanks be to God that you're still here. I
appreciate you,
right?
Rob.
Because it is. It takes a lot to admit that.
Most definitely.
You know what I mean? And especially as Black men, sometimes we don't admit that our mental health suffers, and we feel alone a lot.
Well,
you know
my
what I
new
mean?
mantra in life is live life with no lies.
Yeah, and see,
You know what I'm
and
saying?
that's what I love. So
For
if you
real.
can, as we close out, do me a favor, just encourage the people real quick, and then give them the info that they need to get a hold of you if they want to maybe get a haircut or come holler at you.
Well, to the young barbers coming up, we got my man Tony Mack has opened up a barber college, Clipponomics School Academy. You know what I'm saying? Go check them out. If you have a dream to be a barber, we have the facilities for you. Go check Tony Mack out on the east side or is it south side? South side. I only been to one, but I'm just saying go check Tony Mack out at Clipponomics. I'm at Universal Cuts, 4917 University Avenue, where we're under direction of Craig Hunt. I'm the underboss, you know what I'm saying? The Wang Lord. You need anything, holler at me. We got veteran barbers, we got young barbers, and
They got lady barbers too.
we ain't got no women in there, none whatsoever.
Ladies,
But we
pull up
also
on me.
have Salon Z,
Okay.
which is ran by Abby Hunt, which is Craig's wife.
Yes.
Full service salon. They doing the braids in there. They just got a new braid the other day. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, it's going down up in there. So y'all go check Salon Z out. Go check Universal out. And shout out to all the barbershops in town. But I'm the Wang Master. I'm here to introduce myself to Des Moines. So for y'all out there acting like you don't know who I am, y'all know I got that sauce, and y'all need to come see me. I'm here in Des Moines, so y'all can get off that. Hey, shout out to Cedar Rapids, you know what I'm saying? What's good? I'm still here holding it down. One of the best in Iowa, period.
4 years later, he
Yes.
still got the energy,
Let's do
y'all.
it.
James is bringing it. Don't visit him if you
Let's
need
go.
a cut. If you're looking for new job opportunities, he told you hit up Tony Mack, join the barber profession.
Let's do it.
Whether you are a lady or a gent or a non-binary person, get down with the barbers. You need a
Yeah.
cut, a line, and he got the sauce.
Let's do it.
Y'all heard it. Urban Impact Show. We'll be right back.
Wang Master, baby.
Yo, welcome back to the Urban Impact Show. I'm one of your hosts, Rob Johnson.
The favorite host, Shekinah Young.
As y'all can tell, this is the reunion, the anniversary show, and Shekinah is back. As y'all can tell, I am so happy I am so happy.
I'm just providing the guardrails that you all say that he can't hear while, just here for that.
Oh, but man, what a lovely experience this is to have my girl back with us, doing this thing, making it happen. And we have one of our guests with us. This gentleman not only helped us for, a year during this show. We trying to help, created some avenues for us, produced for us, was a creative director for us. Did some sponsorship for us.
Absolutely.
This man literally held us down for probably just about a year. And he really came through for the Urban Impact Show. If you go back and you look at one of the original anniversary shows that were done, they were produced and edited and done all by this man and his firm. He is the CEO and president of his own company called Coco Creative. We're gonna get into the name of that because I love that, and so we'll get into the name of that. But please help me welcome Mr. Terrence Dimes to the show. Man, welcome back, man.
Yes, absolutely.
Shekinah, man. So
what's up?
when we worked with him, he was hard on me.
I wonder why.
I felt like he was hard on me. He didn't
like
play
that?
no games, right?
I don't know what's happening.
It was.
I don't know what's happening.
Do you remember that one time we was in the studio and I think it was Cindy Axley, and we went to
that's
break.
right.
We went to break, and he told me, "You should let them talk more."
He did say that.
You remember that?
No, I don't.
remember
You don't remember that?
I remember that.
Shekinah, you remember that?
I do remember
Thank
that.
you.
I do remember
Somebody remembers
I
that.
do. We interviewed Cindy Axley.
Yeah,
and-
yeah.
That was a good interview. Right?
I remember. This was 2 years ago.
Wow.
Yeah, this was 2 years
It
ago.
was 2 years ago.
Yeah.
That we interviewed Sydney Asney, and
Wow.
he looked at me during one of the commercial breaks. He said, "We should let them talk more," and I was like, "Ooh." Oh,
But
okay.
One of the things about the Urban Impact Show is, especially at that time, like we right now we're building, but we don't have a large black media conglomerate. So when it came to like the political stuff, like during that time frame, everybody was coming through, right? And so that's the power in black media.
Yeah.
And the fact that they knew they had to come through was also a blessing. So that's the
Yeah.
platform. People are gonna take that stuff up, they're gonna cut it up. They're gonna do what they do, but yeah, it's good. You want to hear the issues, but also the way y'all did, y'all would ask them the questions that black folks want to know. There were no other shows they were even going on to do that.
That's
Right.
true.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, and we really didn't have a platform for that, but the
Right.
Urban Impact Show has continued to stand the test of time and make that happen. So that's dope.
Man, well, tell us more about Coco Creative. How you doing with that? Give us kind of the rundown on that, and we appreciate the love that you show for this show. Like this show wouldn't have survived that year without you. So
Yeah.
No worries.
so we appreciate that. Tell us a little bit, because it was under Coco Creative that you were operating and doing
Right.
all of this,
That's
trying to make it happen for
Yeah,
us.
it's all good. No, appreciate it, man. I try to give back out of love, and if I see it's something I can add value to, I'll do that as best I can.
Yeah.
And then I think that continues to shine through, no matter how high you go, how low you go. Just do what you can from the heart. So Coco Creative is doing well. Since that time, we've actually moved 3 times.
Because I've been
Oh, wow.
I've been to every office.
Yeah, for sure.
Except for this one.
Yeah.
This
So you should come back soon, because we're about to move to another one on the same in the same building, but we're gonna have our own suite.
Okay. Yeah, I was kicked out the last one.
I don't know. I don't know if that's true. I'm not actually. I don't even.
I was kicked out the
Oh,
last.
okay. We got to figure that out. I don't know.
It wasn't about you.
Oh, okay.
It was
Oh,
about the other people.
God bless America. Y'all got nothing about. So we've been very, very, very blessed. I'm very grateful to God for what's going on. So Coco Creative is a full service creative agency. So we do, marketing, strategy, branding, but we implement that through graphic design, advertising, media buying and all that, video production for businesses, brands, and also for the government. And so I went full time with the business about 5-6 years ago, and things kind of really grew right before we started working together, which was during the pandemic, and I think also right after the murder of George Floyd. So a lot of attention on black business and all that. Everybody need a website, social media, something going on. Yeah. And if you're an agency, you have to be of color. At that time, you were getting some attention. So we went through some growing pains, but we were growing nonetheless. Right now, we got about 12 employees. Your co-host Brittany I'm so grateful for her. She's a member of our team as well. But But we are a majority black female agency. You know what I'm saying?
Come on, somebody.
Yeah, this is why it's done right. Yeah,
Heard that, Robert?
for sure.
I have 2 male engineers that can come help out anytime.
Absolutely, we'll make it happen. Yeah. Well, I'm all about opportunity.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. I've
help them, Lord, help them.
But at the same time,
and DeWanna's a writer.
DeWanna's a boss.
Yeah, no,
so
she's a writer.
grateful.
We got a TikTok creator over there. And Niecy. They get views.
That's good. Getting views. Yeah. But I mean, I think it's all about uplifting your people however you can.
Yeah.
One thing that I've been seeing is sometimes as we grow and scale, we have to have a mindset of growth. You have to have a mindset to put yourself around a certain kind of success, and then you turn around and you can support your people, whether they can buy your services or not. You got to turn that energy into good and then still uplift your people. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes, doing business is not all about business. It's about how you can uplift your people, how you can do all that. So anyway, Coco Creative, we've been, we're 11 years now in. We're doing good. God is really blessing, but we're still growing. We're still strategizing, learning how to add value to our clients, making sure we have the right clients. Every client is not right for you at all times. So just being open and with your growth and all that has been a part of our story.
Man, it was so. You mentioned something that you even said to us 2.5 years ago. Sure. Was like, hey, we want to elevate this because we were, we were operating, on a minimum budget, sure, right? We were operating under a certain space. And he was like, we got to make this look better, y'all.
For sure. Yeah, absolutely.
He was like, this is really the only black show around that is getting views. It was like, if y'all getting views, we gotta do.
But look at you now. You have infrastructure, which is key.
Yes.
Right? You have organization with DeWanna's organization. You have sponsorship.
Yes.
You have, but you still kept doing the same thing. But now with that infrastructure, the fruit will come.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Shekinah had been trying for that infrastructure from day one when we first started. And she was like, Rob, we gotta do X, Y, and Z. And I kept saying, okay, Shekinah, I promise it's coming. And then when you came on board, I was like, see, Shekinah, it's getting better. It's getting better.
Well, I mean, the truth is, when you add certain things, it allows you to fulfill the purpose that you start off with in the first place. Because you already had a vision to impact people through news and information. When you add infrastructure, you start to see the fruit of what that looks like. When you plan from week to week, when you can match that with the connections you have, you start to get the results you want, and then it adds value for everybody. The money will always come, but you stick into the purpose, and that's kind of our story too. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I mean, hopefully that makes sense. But
it definitely does. I think a beautiful part about the advancement of Coco Creative, but also the advancement of Urban Impact Show, we both had niche audiences, right? Like, we were created because there was no one else like us doing what we were doing. Opportunities came our way, and we take advantage of those opportunities. The beautiful part is you're able to assist and leverage even though you're in different spaces.
Sure.
Terrence did challenge us to be better and see further, and
God bless you.
if you produce,
right,
don't halfway produce. Get your flaming hots off the table, kind of thing. That was me because I was eating the chips. But
that's funny.
I think that was a really beautiful thing. Sometimes when people grow or advance, there's criticism about whether or not they can look back or help other people that aren't where they are. But I really appreciate Coco Creative being guidance for the show when we weren't yet where Coco Creative was, or just dropping some gems or some motivation, even connecting us with spaces or other networking opportunities so that we could continue to talk to politicians that were come through on a local level, on national levels. We didn't talk to everybody.
Right? Kamala Harris, right?
That's a I appreciate you saying that. And I would say, there's more to come, for all those involved, because You know, for example, we did 2 small films with PBS this past year. That was about the Black experience during Juneteenth. But you know, right now we leverage that into a new opportunity for 2023.
I still feel some type of way that I wasn't a part that nobody interviewed
Well,
me.
see,
but,
you missed the
it's all
last
good,
part
though.
about the 2023.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? What we do.
I felt Trey and Matt, just so y'all know.
Oh, no,
you know what I'm saying?
no,
I felt some type
you're
of
funny.
way.
You should.
So we're going to do our own.
Well, so yeah. But here's the thing. You know, even with that, you know, I had 2 other Black co-producers with me.
True, you
who
did.
produced those things to elevate them up, right?
And you even encouraged me to speak to one of them.
Sure.
Start a new.
Hey man, yeah,
you know.
this town's too small for any things that we can't get through. Too small.
Yeah.
God's got too much for us to be just kind of not dealing with some of the things that are hard as men or as people of color, and we can all get through it. Trust you me. In business, you have to deal with yourself.
When did you get licensed to preach?
You funny. You funny. But for real, man, we are better together. You know what I'm saying? And for real, this sounds way too small. Yeah. And the space is too small for us as Black people to be divided in any kind of way.
Absolutely.
You know, we can if we can elevate our minds. And some folks is on a higher wavelength than others.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But
Kanye
sometimes,
West.
yeah, funny. But honestly, but for real, we have to sometimes pull each other up.
We do.
And work together because we're all great. You know what I'm saying? We just have to be great together, and that's partnership is really where it's at. You know what I'm saying? And so even as we look at next year, with the PBS thing we did this year, we're going to be doing about 4 of those plus. In terms of a news magazine show for the Black and brown culture, right?
Yeah.
We're already buying content and syndication to bring it for representation. And my goal is to have even the Urban Impact Show, I didn't talk about this before, and some of the commercial spots to do some 1-minute news updates, you know what I'm saying, for all the stuff we do across the state. Yeah. And then, of course, we tie it into the sponsors. We go get the bag. We elevate each other. Yeah. Right?
I know DeWanna's been really working on getting billboards and stuff like that. But DeWanna's like, we're not going on billboards until we are tip-top shape. And a part of that growth, and I'll just be honest, from me taking criticism from Shekinah, from you, from Hal, from DeWanna, part of that growth was me trying to let go of some of what I would say control of the show, right? Sure. And it was like, Rob, you gotta let go. And I think the 3 of the people who have challenged me the most are sitting right here in this room, right? But not only just challenged me from the show perspective, but looking at the influence that we carry, right? I can't tell you how many times to kind of stop me from putting something on social media from posting something, right? Lewis, we're gonna get to you, I promise. But I can't, but Shekinah and I got 17 years in this thing, right? Like that's my homie. Wow. And even from 2006 all the way to now, there have been countless of times where she has been selfless and stepped in and said, Rob, probably wouldn't do that. With the influence that you have, you should probably be careful with what comes out of your mouth. And you stepped into this show and was like, no, we ain't gonna do that. Like, there's this we ain't gonna do, this we ain't gonna do. This is cut out, this is cut out. Get that off the table. You ain't gonna mispronounce that. Man, and let me tell you, and also, thank you to your family.
Oh yeah, for sure, man.
Because there were some late nights that we had. For sure. You know what I mean? And there were some late nights that we had.
For sure, that's all good.
And you would pull your staff back because you didn't want them. You would just take it on yourself because obviously we couldn't necessarily afford every single piece that was there. And so I want you to know I recognize that sacrifice that you made for us, man. And that's real love. You know what I mean?
I appreciate it, man. No worries, man.
And I'll never forget that. I will never forget that. Even as DeWanna and I now partner on this thing to grow it to where it is now. And it's moments where I'm like DeWanna, we gotta call Terrence, right? I want us to call Terrence, or we gotta bring in Shekinah, right? Because I think these moments really allow us, and I love working with somebody like DeWanna because it allows us these moments to do.
Amazing.
So, I know we running out of time, but give us how do people get a hold of you and things like that?
Yeah. So before I say that, real quick, I would just say as you go on, just really trust God. Write your vision out. Write your goals out. this obviously is a business, but you're in the business of adding value to people.
Right.
So as you write those goals out, just really also believe that they are possible.
Yeah.
And when you start checking off the marks, this much in sponsorship, this much in this kind of stories, this much in viewers online, just start checking them off and watch God work, and then keep adding new goals. You know what I'm saying? And it will happen. And also, let's not be confined to what's happening in Iowa. We know we are representation in Iowa, but we live in a big world. And of course, you're interviewing folks from all over the country. Let that be the thing. You know what I'm saying? There's no reason why this show can't be on Revolt. Why you can't have your own partnership deals for audio and video. You know what I'm saying? Then have the merch going. Whatever's adding influence to people. You know what I'm saying? So just, I know DeWanna Hills me, but just keep your mind open to what the vision is and let God lead you. When you're doing purpose work, I think it's tied into God's work. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So to get a hold of me, you can follow us at Create Coco in terms of on our socials. Create Coco on IG and Facebook. This fly is killing me. For sure. Yeah. Ain't nothing but the devil. Ain't nothing but the devil. No, it's all good. Devil fly. But yeah, Create Coco is our company IG on and our company Facebook. To get a hold of me, you can always email the company at info@cococreates.com. And whatever we need to do, you know what I'm saying, just whatever people need, we want to be a resource. Absolutely. And so I think because of how we have, and I have continued to pour into wherever I see value, this is why we have the revenue that we have. This is why we get the opportunities that we have, why we have the staff that we have. The staff is incredible. You see me, but you don't see the staff. The staff, man, they're great. And so that's the reason and part of our how we're so blessed. So I just want to mention that. And if you need anything, let us know.
Absolutely.
For sure.
Thank you so much for that, Terrence. You're thebomb.com still. We appreciate you so much for being a guest on the Urban Impact Show. If you have just tuned in, where you been? This is the Urban Impact Show. I am Shekinah, one of your favorite hosts, returning for the reunion show. We are talking with some of our previous guests and just celebrating the past 4 years, the progress that has been made, the connections, the network, and you. So, sit tight. We will be right back. Yes. Urban Impact Show. Welcome back. You are watching the Urban Impact Show. This is our reunion show. Urban Impact Show has been around for 4 golden years.
Ooh, yes.
And we
Betty
are.
White was alive when we started this.
It's a blur. It's all a blur. Because there were like jokes that she was no longer here, and
Then it actually happened. Yeah,
Right.
even the queen, even the queen is gone now.
Aretha.
No.
Welcome back to the Urban Impact Show. We are talking to guests from along the way, or people who have come along and helped to make it the success that it is today. And we have with us the mastermind behind the camera, who has stepped in front of the camera for us today.
Yeah.
Mr. Matt, welcome to the Urban Impact Show.
Yeah, what up? What's up, everybody? It is I.
This is so weird. This is so weird, man, because
Yes, it is.
it was us 3.
It really was.
Right there, and then Hal.
And Hal, yeah.
And Hal was right there trying
Yeah.
trying to help direct.
Balance life.
Yeah, trying to help direct.
Engineering sometimes.
Yeah,
too.
Yeah,
he
yeah,
was.
absolutely. That's true.
Yeah, it was so crazy, man. How do you feel about when we got started, man?
How do I feel about
When
the
we
first
got-
time?
yeah.
I thought okay, at the time I was just trying to get my stuff started. So you guys were like one of the first really consistent podcast groups that came. So and I've worked with Howell before, so I was just excited. Everything we did was new to me.
Yeah.
Even that first show.
That was our first time even meeting each other,
Yeah.
wasn't it?
Yeah.
I think that was my first mobile show too, so
Yeah.
doing it on location, so everything was just new. I
Wow.
was just happy to be there, really. You know what I'm saying?
And now I stalk you about,
Any and everything.
Yeah, I'm
Matt
like,
did our engagement video. He was running around, wedding stuff.
Yeah,
Matt did it all.
Matt done been everywhere now,
yeah.
man.
And those 4 years, you said it's 4 years, it seemed like yesterday almost. So
It feels
Yeah.
like
It does.
it just happened too, man.
It does. I remember we would be in the studio and we would disagree about stuff. Who would think that we would ever disagree about anything? Matt would be the strong silent one. He ain't say nothing. He'd just be like, y'all ready? Y'all ready?
yeah,
3,
yeah.
That is hilarious.
2, okay, guess we're back.
You are so right too, because Shekinah used to argue with me, as women do.
What? Oh, Lord. God bless him.
Shekinah used to argue
Oh,
with me
Robert.
all the time, just about everything. You know what I'm saying?
Matt don't agree with that.
But look at you today, though. Isn't that
The whole life.
Isn't that the whole? Yeah. It's a progression.
Growth.
So, yeah.
Oh, no, they didn't. We're going to take a quick commercial break. We're about to rough them up. Okay,
Lewis
how
would
about that?
appreciate that line right there,
Right.
man. Let me
No, he
tell
I was
would
gonna
not.
say we're all kind of learning at the same time, so everybody has
Absolutely.
ideas. So you got to kind of work out the flow of the show.
Yeah.
A lot of stuff is improv. There's no script, so
Right.
there's a lot of that discussion. And me, I
Shekinah
gotta
really
just
wanted a script too.
be on time. Yeah. So.
I'm like, can we get a plan, people?
Yeah, she really
Where is the
wanted-
plan? Who?
That
what,
notebook.
when?
You remember that notebook, bro?
Yeah.
I did always have a
remember
notebook.
that.
Y'all some haters.
Man, so tell us how you felt like being behind the camera. Like you've been rocking with us for a long time, bro. Like
Yeah.
you one of the OGs in this thing. Like,
Yeah. So I attribute it, a lot of my success to, you guys would be a big role in that because there's one part in, learning stuff in school and whatnot, which I didn't go to school for photography and videography. So a lot of it's just on the job. So
Right.
a lot of this stuff, I might try some lights. We were doing webcams at first, then upgraded to better cameras, figured out how to plug that up, do mobile shows, figure out the internet issue. So a lot of that I just learned. So I love being behind the camera and then watching you guys talk about the different things that you talked about, even meeting the political candidates. Cornel West was in the building I
Oh,
was renting,
yeah,
so that's
he
crazy
was.
seeing him. Because, I'm a hip
you
hop.
like Cornell, don't you?
He's all right, but you know what I'm saying? So seeing him talk to Mos Def and these people from
Yeah.
the hip hop community, and then now he's in my building
Right.
talking to you guys, and I'm like, wow,
Yeah.
this is pretty big, So
Yeah.
yeah.
And then you were there when we interviewed Kamala Harris.
And that too, yeah.
And she's
now
the
she's the
first
president,
black,
or the vice president.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she's
Yeah.
the first black female, first female
Yeah.
vice president in the history of the country.
It is.
Ain't that crazy? You were
Some
standing
other
right
people-
there with her.
And that day, you had a little conversation with some people. Some other people didn't want to talk to us.
That's true.
And so
That
she
is
stopped and
true.
talked to us, and she's
That's
one of the
true.
people that got selected.
Bernie didn't want to talk to us that day.
Yep.
Look at you now, Bernie.
I said some people.
Thank you, Matt, for your coup. that you have displayed here.
I was gonna let him
I'm
drop the
happy
name.
that we have-
It's up to you guys if you want to drop the name.
Yeah, Bernie didn't want to talk
Stop
to us.
saying that, Robert.
He's coming now. Yeah, come on the show. This is your
Absolutely.
invitation, Bernie,
Everybody's welcome.
to come on to this show, and we gonna make this thing. We gonna make this thing happen. Shekinah, anything for Matt?
One, like, I think really motivational thing that I keep hearing you say was like, I was starting out when y'all was starting out. I was growing alongside you growing. We had opportunities that came our way, which meant opportunities that came your way.
Yeah.
Matt had all these mastermind things going on, and I never once heard you say, we can't do that, or I don't know how to do that.
Oh, yeah.
It was always, I'm gonna figure it out, or like, give me a minute. Okay, well, we need to do this tomorrow.
Yeah.
I can't fly you in, Shekinah, and drop you from helicopter. But it was always like, we're gonna make it. Trying to make $1 out of 15 cents was real, and we made the dollar every week, right? And so I think when you grow alongside somebody else, and it's a beautiful thing to see that growth. We were in Matt's space, our first recording studio. We were recording with Matt's equipment. Matt was the engineer behind the scenes. So he had his hands in lots of things, and you never once heard Matt say he had been doing this for years. He was new to that, right? And so just not being afraid to try new things and grow alongside other people is like a constant thing that I hear you talking about, which I think is a great thing, to be able to sharpen those skills alongside your brothers and sisters in your community. So that's what's up.
Yeah, most definitely.
Now you can't get rid of us, even if you try.
Right.
Yeah, so...
We got Matt doing baby showers.
He doing everything. Yeah.
Oh, well, I was going to say another big thing. So now they have another engineer that knows essentially how to do everything, you know, and that was a big part of it too. I was like, you know, I really want somebody else to know, at least, and you kind of brought that up too. We had a few discussions and then decided on it. Oh, we need to train some other people, because if I'm sick or something, you know what I mean? I don't want the whole show to stop.
I'll never
because of
forget that
you know?
conversation. We were sitting, I can't remember where we were sitting, but we were sitting down, and I looked at you and I said, Matt, you're supposed to be here every Sunday? And he was like, yeah. I said, no. I said, no. I said, no. I said, let me talk to Dewana. I said, because if you need to take a job out of town, or if you need to go somewhere, hell, even go on a date, right? Like, that should be an option for you. You shouldn't be stuck with us every Sunday. And so I know change is hard for me, right? And so Dewana hit me and was like, we got a new engineer, Rob. He's coming in. Matt's going to train him. So you're because everybody knows me. They know, like, I want to be comfortable, right?
Yeah.
And let me tell you, this guy Trey came in, and he's been great, man. Like, you know, he's produced under pressure. He's produced, you know, we've been nothing's changed. We've been you know, under some stressful situations. You know what I mean? And so, and shout out to you too, because there's been moments where he's had to call you like, hey, like, we trying to do this, we trying to do that.
Yeah.
And you over the phone, like, hey, you know, all right, press this, do that, you know. And so we've made it happen, and you know, you edit all of the YouTube videos and do all of that stuff. Trey does all of that stuff, and so we've literally built this amazing team from what, like, when I tell you we got it out the mud, like, we really
from the ground up.
we literally got it out the mud. You know what I'm saying? So tell the people about what you got going on now. I know you own your own company, do your own thing now. Tell them how they can get a hold of you for the stuff you're working on.
Okay, so Directed by Midwest is what I go as or whatever. So currently I'm doing this full time. Went to school for accounting, so I don't know if I'm gonna go back and get another job at all. I kind of like working just for myself, but we'll see how that goes. So I just have a lot of knowledge about school knowledge about business and accounting, that side, but then also media, whether it's social media, any type of multimedia. So sound engineering, video, everything. But you can contact me under at Directed by Midwest.
Is that on all social platforms? That's your handles?
On Facebook and Instagram. I'm most active on Instagram, so if you want to see some other work outside of podcasting and stuff like that, if you go to my Instagram, you'll see a wide range of stuff. You know, so.
Pretty dope videos he got up there.
5 stars. Urban Impact Show gives Matt 5 stars. Out of 5 stars, just so
appreciate
you know.
that. Appreciate it.
Highly recommended.
Yeah.
You wrapping us up, Robbie J?
You go ahead.
It's on me, evidently. So, thank you so much, Matt, for being our guest today and for everything that you've done to help advance the Urban Impact Show over the years. Do not go anywhere because we will be right back. We're going to have another guest, and you are watching the Urban Impact Show.
Ba-da.
Welcome back to the Urban Impact Show. This is our reunion show. And so me, Shekinah, one of your favorite hosts, has returned for this reunion show.
Yeah.
What's your name, sir?
Oh. She said, what's your name?
No. Oh, no. Not the yas.
Boy, let me tell you, I can't believe this. It wasn't like this when we did the first show?
It was like this.
It wasn't like this.
It was. I remember.
That is so funny. I'm Rob Johnson, and I am the host with the most.
Yes.
Questionable.
What do you mean, yes? You say yes to the most or the host part?
I'm just saying.
I'm just saying.
With the most everything, Robert. The most.
Oh,
Yes.
man.
Tina is here. For those of you who do not know, introduce yourself to the people, Tina.
Okay, so my name is Tina Turner. I am a stylist here in Des Moines, Iowa. Paparazzi Hair Studio and Spa. It is located on 25th and University.
Yeah.
Excited for it. We've been open for 12 years now. And
This is why we're
And and then also Lifestyle Juices here in Des Moines, Iowa. My family and I own that as well.
I need to go get me a juice.
Oh
The
yes.
juices be super on
Excellent.
point. Y'all need to holler at them. Get your edges laid and then go get you some juice. Keep your body regular. It's all good. Take care of your whole body. But I remember our first show.
Yep.
Clash of the Clippers, Battle of the Salons.
Yep.
Tina, of course, a longtime stylist, business owner in Des Moines community, was involved in that competition.
Yep.
And I remember talking to Tina about business and how it was more than just a stylist or more than just a barber, but
Yes.
how those individuals stimulate our economy. And that conversation just grew and grew and grew. And that first show, we all talked about how Rob threw me into it. Tina's talked about times where Rob has thrown her into shows. And so she's just here as my proof point
Yes.
that Robert does do that at times. Can you tell us a little bit about, if you remember, your first interview with the Urban Impact Show during that Clash of the Clippers, Battle of the Salons, when you was being Edward Scissorhands?
Yes. So that show was, you guys, it was a lot of work. It was a lot of work, but it was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I like showcasing the talent that you can have from doing hair. And you're right, it's not just doing hair.
Right.
A big part of that is respecting the client. You get intimate with your clients, and so you have to respect them when they do come. But just the creativity portion of it, and I get to be something totally different than my everyday or anything like that. It's more editorial.
Yes.
And so it was exciting, but it was a lot of work. I mean, sleepless nights, but it was worth it in the end.
Yes, absolutely.
And when you go in, one thing, when you go in, I don't care who's coming. I don't care what state they're coming from. I don't care. You go in as you going to take that trophy.
Did you take that trophy home?
I took that trophy.
Come on, somebody. She took that trophy. Did
I don't
all of
care.
that.
You can be from Atlanta. You can be from Chicago. You can be from Detroit. I don't care where you're from.
That's right.
But when you go in
for it.
and you go in with confidence and you know you've put forth your best, nothing else matters. I don't care even if you came, the first show I came in, I think 3rd place. You would have thought I came in 1st place. So it's all in how you go in as, because you know you did your best.
Right, absolutely.
Yeah, so.
Yeah.
It was so interesting to me because you paused for a moment to do the interview with us.
Yeah.
And there was all of these lights, and you were so nervous doing the interview with us. You was fidgeting with the headphones, trying to figure out if that was on right and stuff. And I remember it was you and Big Rob.
Yeah.
Right? It was you and Big Rob talking about the process of doing this. Just as a business owner, as an entrepreneur, like here we are now 4 years later. Man, how do you feel?
I feel great.
Good.
I feel excellent.
Good. We've had, so look at everything that we've had. We've had a recession.
Man.
We've had COVID, so a pandemic. We've had school cuts, right? Social unrest from George Floyd, social justice, voting issues, right? Like all of these things have unfolded in the last 4 years, and it's like, holy cow, here we are now, trying to make sure that we're still pushing forward and still doing that, and you're doing it with 2 businesses.
Absolutely.
With 2 businesses, and then Shekinah, you remember. After we left the show at Clash of the Clippers, we had them on the show in the studio.
I do remember that.
We had them on the show, and I still remember Matt took those photos too. Matt took those photos when they were in the studio. What was it, the next Sunday?
Yeah.
Or something like that. We had them in the studio talking about that, man.
Yeah, crazy times. I remember people often talking about how Big Rob gave them a chance, or Big Rob encouraged them to go to barber college, or they wanted to do something else with their life, and they weren't even thinking about being a barber or a stylist, and Big Rob was like, oh, well, you should just go and try this. This could be your side, whatever, and then they end up booming in that industry. And I feel like Tina did the exact same thing.
It was from him. That's why I opened my first shop.
Come on,
literally, I wasn't even, I just wanted to be a stylist. I had 0 interest at that time.
Yeah.
I wasn't even thinking about it. Opening my shop, and Rob called me. He's like, there's a space open right by the shop. I was like, what are you talking about? And he was like, there's a space open. It'll be perfect.
She was right across the street at first.
She was.
Yeah, where the juice bar is.
Before you moved.
Before I moved to across the street from the barbershop.
I remember that.
And he called me. I was like, okay. So that got my mind going, and I called about it. He was like, yeah, the space is open. And I was like, okay. And I just went in. But it was off of him calling me and putting that in my mind. Like I said, I had no idea that was even part of the mix for me, that God had planned. None of it.
Right.
And the juice bar came from being at the salon and not eating healthy and not eating, I couldn't sit, because my clientele was growing so much. It was hard for me at that time to separate having time to eat or doing things. And I was just like, I need something at my station I can just drink. It's healthy, all of that. And so when I moved from the first shop, the little shop that Rob told me about, that place, me and my husband, we kept that for a whole year and a half. just pay the rent on it. No one was there. We just paid the
Right.
rent to keep it. But we also was in process of opening the juice bar.
Right.
So it all stemmed from him
Yeah.
calling me that day
Yeah.
and putting it in my mind. So you never know what
You don't.
someone can say to you to spark something.
Right. But
And
it's
it's
so
been
true.
since then.
This show started, Hal came to me and was like, yo, let's do this. I called Shekinah, like, Shekinah, come do this show with me. And she's like, okay, friend.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, friend.
How long we gonna kick? Friend, what's happening?
Yeah, okay, friend, let's do it, right?
And it's grown so much.
It has.
And then
it has,
we
it
show
has.
up at Big Rob and your event. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
It's like,
and then to even think the people that you touch through that too. Like you have people within your shop that you give opportunity to, or that you plant seeds to motivate to do things that they didn't think that they could do.
Yes.
And so it's all about when somebody gives you something or sparks a light in you,
Yes.
your responsibility to spark that light in somebody else. Whether that's a podcast or a new hairstyle with some copper cover. Come on, somebody. Or whatever that may be.
with some copper.
Yes, Robert. We've always talked about putting, like a unit on Robert.
You know we could do that.
Yeah, man.
I heard about that.
So look,
I see it on Instagram.
the only reason why I'm not gonna do this is because if somebody takes a picture that lasts forever.
Why don't we
You
just
know
do
what
it
I'm
one
saying?
time?
No, and see, that's the
One
thing.
time for the
See,
audience.
once you take that, I'm gonna be the joke forever. You know what I'm saying? I can't take it.
Okay, so but
I can't take it. I
how
can't take
about
that risk.
how about we do it one time and we can't take no pictures?
What about the
And
next
video.
anniversary show? You heard it here, exclusive on the Urban Impact Show. Robert
Yes.
James Johnson is getting a unit. Please text in to let us know what color you think it should be.
Yes.
Robert, are you feeling copper, blonde,
Thumbs
black?
up. Thumbs up if he should.
Yes. Thumbs up for red.
Y'all are
Heart for
wildin'.
We'll see how it goes.
So Rob, you're not gonna do
Princess
that?
would love to be a part of that. I'm sure Princess. Look at her. She's just shaking her head like yes, yes.
Is he not gonna do it?
Man.
We'll have to get back to that.
So
I'm not sure.
we can talk about that. We can talk about that later. Okay. But
Okay.
all right. As we wrap it up, tell the people how they can get a hold of you if they want to come get their hair laid,
Okay.
or edges back, or or a unit, or whatever the case may be. You know what I'm saying? Tell them how to get a hold of you.
Okay, so Paparazzi Hair Studio, we're located at 1165 25th Street here in Des Moines, Iowa, 50311. You do have to put in the zip code, else it'll take you somewhere else. And then Juice Bars, 2418 University, Lifestyle Juices. But yeah, our phone number is 515-274-0311, or you can go online and book at paparazzidsm.com/book.
Come on, somebody.
And we're all there. All the stylists are all there.
Do it.
Yeah. All right.
Loctician, edges,
Yes,
even
we
if you
have
ain't got no
locticians,
edges.
shoot,
You go through
braiders.
some things and your hair gone, that's okay. They'll help you out with that too. In the privacy of your appointment.
That's it.
You are watching the Urban Impact Show. This is our reunion show. We have just wrapped up with the Tina Turner, and we are going to be right back at you with our next guest. Keep watching Urban Impact Show. We'll be right back.
Welcome back to the Urban Impact Show.
Welcome.
I am one of your hosts, Rob Johnson.
I am Shekinah in the building. I have a heckler in the back.
And of course, we have our current and new hosts with the show, Miss DeWanna Bradley and Miss Brittany. What's happening, y'all?
What's up?
So, Shekinah has had an experience working with me from the jump, from when we first started this. Shekinah, I thought we did well.
As in, like, we worked well together? I just want to clarify.
There is no clarification needed. We did well. You know what I'm saying?
I think we did do well. I think so. Sometimes you want to make a car and the other person wants to make a car, and I could be thinking of a Rolls Royce and you could be thinking of a Cadillac. Those are two very different cars, but you're still trying to make a car. So I think at the end of the day, we both valued empowering other people.
We did. Yeah.
We both value making sure that there was a voice for urban communities, brown folks, specifically black folks, because that's what we are, and that was the intended goal. So there were some bumps along the way, but we're still friends.
Yes, 17 years later.
17 years later.
you've
and I think we made progress. And so yes, I think that it was successful.
So then the show then evolves. Shekinah's life takes a whole new turn.
It does.
And she says, Rob, I gotta step back. And I'm like, all right. One day I'm on this show and I'm like, I'm doing the show. It's Matthew and I in Matt's new studio, and I'm interviewing DeWanna on, I don't remember what exactly. I don't remember.
Was it School Board?
I don't think it wasn't School Board.
No, it had to have been something different.
It wasn't School Board. It definitely wasn't
Maybe
School Board.
Juneteenth?
It could have been.
Maybe.
It could have been Juneteenth.
Maybe.
But I remember going at this alone and being like, man, I need another host but I need somebody that I can vibe with, like Shekinah and I vibed, right? Because everybody would tell you watching our old show, like it was that brother sister thing was real between us, right? Like we could literally feed off of each other. You know what I'm saying? And Brittany was one of our guests on the show, right? And I'll never forget that show when it really showed our brother sister love for each other. When that person had literally just committed suicide.
Yeah, we were talking about mental health.
We were.
Cameron and
I can't remember exactly who it was.
I forget his name. He wears glasses. He's a
Kenneth.
Yes.
Yeah.
He was a guest.
Yeah,
and somebody
Brittany was in the studio.
I was the only one.
Brittany was in the studio.
Right.
And then Shatai was at home.
Yep.
Right, because we were doing the podcast.
And Kenneth was there, and then you and I were in the studio together.
Yeah.
And I'll never forget, you were supposed to do something, but I read you so quickly.
Yeah, I couldn't speak.
And I was like,
it
boom,
was just so sad.
Let's take over.
I think
from there.
that was just very sad to think that they felt that strongly about what was going on in life, that they didn't want to be here anymore and took steps to complete that. I was just like, wait a minute. And I remember I couldn't talk. And so all I could say was, Rob.
Yep.
And he was like, and we're going to keep. Great. Thank you. Appreciate it. Yeah. That was good stuff.
And it was crazy. And so then I'm like, all right, like who? And Matt and I are having this conversation, right? Because I'm like, Matt, I need a co-host. Matt, you remember that? And then Matt is throwing out names, right? He's throwing out names of women that I should call, and I be thinking, and I'm looking at these names like, now I gotta vibe with them, right? And Matt's like, well, you'll vibe with this one, or you'll vibe with that one, right? And so me, Matt, and Hal in the studio. Next thing I know, interviewing DeWanna, me, Matt, and DeWanna in the studio, and I say to DeWanna, I say, hey. Man, man, you're doing so well. Like, we may have to just bring you in to help us, get this thing going. And DeWanna looks at me and she says, no, I'm for real.
Come on, somebody.
And I said, okay. She goes, like, literally, you can go back and watch the episode. Yeah. She goes, no, I'm for real. Like, I'll join you on this show. I said, well, all right, then.
You want to know why I said that, though?
Why?
Okay. Because I think you just had a guest. I think it was Terrence was just talking about writing your vision out, and so I had already had the magazine at the time, still have the magazine. But one of the things I wanted to do was have some sort of show, so I wrote it down. So that was already a vision of mine. So when you said it, I was like, confirmation. So because Yeah, all the notebooks y'all see me have, though, half the time it's writing down my vision for what the future is going to look like. I have a crazy faith book that I keep at home that I just get up certain days and I just write down visions. So when you had said that, I had already in my mind had set what a show was going to look like. I was just ready to do something on my own because I was like, well, you know what? If we're going to make this happen. And so when you said it, I'm like, confirmation. This is what I'm going to do. And I've been going since then.
Matt's face was like, Matt was like,
do that. That will work. That will work.
Matt was like, okay. So then we started.
Yeah.
Right? Me and DeWanda, about 2 weeks later, Matt, we started. And then we were even filming commercials, right? Matt was doing commercials and we were filming commercials and stuff. And I came to DeWanda and I said, I'm going to expand this show. And so you, me, and Hal will be the ones in charge of this show. And we're gonna take it from here. Like, and I really want this to go from there. Correct me if I'm wrong.
No, that's how we started. And then it just morphed into something different after that. So that's how we started. You're absolutely right.
So then, I come to DeWanda again, just like I came to you, and I say, I'm gonna change the show. And she goes, okay. And I said, we're gonna film a whole new commercial. We're gonna introduce all new hosts. I'm gonna get us a whole new set, and this is what we're gonna do. And literally, about maybe a few months later, Lauren came to us at a show we were doing and offered us this studio. This was a year ago. Offered us this studio.
At Smoky Road.
Offered us this studio. Yep, and offered us this studio. And when I came to DeWanda, very similar to how I came to you, I didn't have anything written down. All I had was, I knew who I wanted in my head. And so DeWanda says, okay, I'm gonna trust you on this. DeWanda had no idea who the other hosts were gonna be. She had no idea what was happening.
DeWanda's a better woman than me, okay? Because I ask questions. I'm like, where we going? We're gonna be in the car.
I called Brittany and I say, Britt, when you were in the studio with me last time, you and I did well together. What did you think about coming back full time with this show? I'm about to launch a whole new thing. And Brittany was like, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I'll do it. She was like, yeah, I'll definitely do it with you. Yeah. And I said, yeah, I want you, I want you on this team. And she was like, okay. Then Brittany started asking questions. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna let you go. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna let you go and I'm gonna call you back, right? Then I called Lewis.
I got no answers.
And I called Lewis, your husband. Yeah. And I was like, hey, I know Shekinah's busy, but are you busy?
Are you free?
Yeah. And Lou was like, I got you. Then I called Luana, and I was like, all right, let's ride. Like, let's make this happen. Then I called Madison. And I said, Madison, in order for this show to be successful, we're gonna have to really get it organized. Luana ain't gonna let this
Come on, somebody.
Organized.
That's it.
He knows me.
And the next thing you know, boom.
Yeah.
And then DeWanda took over the finances and started really guiding the show, and she got it organized and laid out. Brittany started helping booking the guests. Madison was doing follow-ups and graphics. Matt was doing engineering. DeWanda then brought on Trey for another engineer. Matt, it just started to, and then we got sponsorships, and it just came into this.
Yeah.
And here we are now.
Yeah.
Brittany, you like working with me, don't you?
Yeah. No, I love working with you. I wouldn't have said yes.
I know that's right.
I felt like, but I got DeWanda's back all the time.
Come on.
Thank you.
And I think during that time too, I had stopped another podcast. I was starting my own, and I didn't really know what I was doing with that.
Boss Friends.
Yes.
Shout out to your other host.
My other co-host.
Yeah.
But I think that because of the, I think just kind of how we, like our energy from that one episode that we did, and I believed in you and I trusted you. I'm like, I'll do it, and I feel like it made me better for what I was doing too. You know what I mean? And so.
I just want the show to, before we wrap this up, I'm the only one sitting up here without a master's degree. All of these women right here are sitting here with a master's degree.
Black women.
Black women. Soon to be doctorate on one.
That out there, okay?
Like, all of these women sitting here, right, and there's this saying that says, if you take an unhealthy wolf and try to rehabilitate that wolf, you have to put that wolf with healthy wolves because their inner competitor will then make them step up to the level of the other wolves in the pack, right? So if you take this unhealthy wolf and you put it with healthy wolves and then they do their thing, that unhealthy wolf will then evolve in who they want to be. And that's just like humans. If you surround yourself with people who are doing unhealthy things and who are not pushing you to the max, then you become that. But if you take that person and surround them with people with master's degrees, and not saying that the degree is like, you know, what makes you, but people with motivation, people with things going on, people who are pushing for better in their life, then that person also steps up. And I believe that's what has happened with this show.
Well, and remember too, we're people who like, the reason why I started a media company was because I felt like there was this lack of representation of Black media. Like there was nothing. Started the magazine, no journalistic experience. Now we have the Urban Impact Show. No experience in this realm either. And all of us in this realm, like Matt's talking about, like, yeah, I did accounting, like, and I've shifted over to this. I mean, none of us had experience in these areas, but we saw that there was a need for something that had to happen in this city, and we took it and we just went with it. All I did was, you allowed me the opportunity to let the vision come to life. I happened to have the media company that matched at the time to push this
Urban
thing forward.
Experience.
Yeah, and it's all urban.
Right, look at the
so
name,
it's
right?
Urban Experience Magazine. It was Iowa Urban Media that I created. Urban Impact Show. You can't tell me that all of that was, it was all meant to be. That wasn't planned? No, it wasn't planned. We all had these separate entities, and then it didn't, Rob's like, why not just put it under Iowa Urban Media? Like, and then let's get it going. Yeah.
And then we
so
partnered with
going.
Coco Creative. Iowa Urban Media partners with Coco Creative. And now we have this conglomerate of Black shows, Black media outlets. And then other podcasts can come in as well, and then we can offer larger sponsorship packages because everybody got to advertise. McDonald's spends $16 million a year advertising all year round, right?
Did Terrence mention that that Coco Creative is starting a podcast?
Yep, he sure
and
did.
A radio show?
Yeah, he sure did. He just mentioned that, and he mentioned the media spots as well, the commercial spots as well that we're doing. So,
and we all can do it. This is the thing that like gets me. Is I always tell people, my phrase is, there's no competition, only purpose. So everything that we're all doing and the things that I know that I'm set out to do, it's my purpose to do these things. So I'm not competing with you. So if you want to go start something, if you want to start a magazine that looks exactly like what I go for it. Right. Because there's so much out there for all of us. Absolutely. We're not competing.
Not
but
at
for
all.
some reason we get on this road that we are. I look at folks, I'm not competing with you. Bless you. I hope it works well. If I can help you. Exactly. Those are and that's why I think, Rob, you and I work really well with each other, just because we've been doing this for a while now, but we are very protective over one another.
We work on everything. Like we're getting ready to start something on tomorrow. We're getting ready to start a whole new thing tomorrow.
Yeah, we do everything. We do all these things together, and it's because when you create a level of trust with an individual, that you know they've got your back. Like if I say it, Rob backs it up. If Rob says it, I back it up, and we don't even have to talk to each other.
You should see some of our. Did you approve this? Yeah. Well, I'm done.
That's it then, huh? No more. I can spend my energy somewhere else.
That's right.
So, I'm done.
So we have a beautiful team with the Urban Impact Show, but I learned from you. So I went back and watched all y'all. I would watch y'all shows so I could like get into this a little bit more.
She was prepared for Rob's wild answers.
No, and at the beginning I was bringing my notebook too, so I wouldn't forget stuff.
Because I was about a notebook, I was like, ooh, she likes notebooks too.
I love notebooks. So I would bring things so I could remember them, and then I started bringing my phone so I could start looking at stuff. But you know, it's great. So you all created. I'm just blessed to be on the receiving end. Like y'all just started it, but it was a blessing to be on the receiving end to say, and that I was in a position to be able to do something. And just that story alone, how God, how don't get him started shouting on Sunday, but you know, it works. So I'm grateful to see where this goes, because it goes more than just this. We're going to make an impact. 2023 will be better than this year. We're learning. We're getting more organized because, you know, way more organized.
Ego in this thing is gone, right? When Dewana and I work together, there is no power struggle. There is no ego. And there are moments where we get frustrated or annoyed or anything like that. And you know, and those moments are between us, right? Nobody would even know that we were trying to figure something out, right? That ain't nobody's business.
Right.
But it was very similar to how you and I can't tell you the countless of times Shekinah's been annoyed or upset over the last 17 years with me, let me tell you. But nobody would ever know.
That's
right?
true, right?
True friendship, though.
You know,
Other people shouldn't know.
Yeah.
That's true.
You should still be protective of your friends.
I think it's because you joined the wolf. I'm so excited about this wolf pack. Right, because you know wolves are, you know, female animals. But I'm so excited that you have joined this wolf pack.
That's right,
Robert, because this wolf pack seems to be going places. It has its head on straight. There are no sexist comments. There are no women belong in the kitchen barefoot and pregnant. And I'm so excited for your mind to shift. Just like the wolf that got the broken leg with the healed wolf.
Do y'all hear the preacher?
Come on, get healed, wolf.
Get healed, Lord.
We're going to shift him a lot. He's got all this,
I feel the shift.
energy coming in.
I let the professionalness come from them and Luana and Lewis and I. We could be dogs in this.
Oh, don't put him in this.
Don't put him in that.
Lewis and I, Lewis and I, we could do our thing, you know. So, in all honesty, thank y'all. Brittany, I'll let you go with your closing statements. Dewana, I'll go, and then we'll let Shekinah close us officially out.
No, I'm happy to be a part of this. You know, when I was a guest on your show, I thought you guys did it really well. I thought you guys worked really well together. I was sad to see you go. I think that it would have been great if all of us were hosts together, because I think just with the energy in the room now, I think is awesome. You didn't have to pick me to be a part of this group, but I'm happy that you did. I feel like I've learned so much, and I'm just excited to see where we go.
You've grown so much too.
I know. Remember in the beginning, I would barely talk.
You were timid. She was timid.
She would just sit and be like, "You got a question? No."
She was timid.
Because I wasn't used. The podcast that we did before was just audio, so I wasn't used to the video. You know, like so
that's why she come in late all the time.
Stop it.
I'd be like, Brittany, where we going today? Oh, I'm just doing the show.
Hater. I know, please stop. Brittany come here looking good. Don't hate on her. No, do not do that. Do not do that. No, you know, for me, I'm going to keep it real short. I'm just blessed to be a part of. You know, this is not about who's got what. It's just that we're doing something that is greater, really, above what we can ask or think. My favorite scripture is Ephesians 3:20 that says, "Now unto him who is able to do exceeding and abundantly above all that we can ask or think." Like, there's so much more that we just haven't even seen it yet. And we're going to get there. So for me, this is about just we grow, you know, getting more organized and tight, because you know how I am. I'm like, if we're gonna really be this, it needs to be A, B, C, and D, and that's the way that it's gonna be, and that's what you can expect in 2023. We've shifted, we've changed, we've tried things, but we're getting to a point where things are working, and I'm just grateful to be in a space where someone is supportive of the things that I say, because there's not always those spaces that I'm in where you support it. So I'm just grateful to be a part of, grateful for the work you both all have done, and am looking forward to what 2023 has to bring.
I'll say this, I am honored to serve with these individuals, with our team behind the scenes, our team in front of the scenes, Princess and Nisi over there, Madison and everybody. Like, I'm honored to be a part of this, and I truly believe that God uses individuals to do things and to bring people together to create greater impacts. And when you look at this team, each one of us have our own lanes. right?
Absolutely.
And we are able to specialize in our own spaces and really do our thing and speak to what is value for us that brings value into here. I've learned so much and I've grown so much. I do have to take a moment, though, to thank AK, Kanisha, Shekinah, and Deidre, right? When I first got to Des Moines, these 4 women challenged me to the place where I was angry. I was upset. I couldn't understand. But I had so much ego at that time, and I had to be humbled. And it was definitely them who did it. It was my God. But the true humble experience came when they had my back when I had almost fell out of Drake, and they let me sleep on their couches and fed me one summer when I literally had nothing. Those 4 women really stepped up to my defense, and they really showed me what a friend looked like. And I know people say men and women can't be friends. Well, this little circle right here really proved that differently.
Yeah.
You know, because I will forever have their back. Yes, Lewis. Yes, Lewis. You will always hear this story. Because you know, this is it's these moments stem from that. Had they not done that, I probably wouldn't be in Des Moines. Right? I'd probably be back Chicago or somewhere else, right? That allowed me to stay here. That allowed me to do what we were doing, and so God really used them to bless me, and I am forever in their debt and forever grateful for their friendship, and I'm grateful for you all trusting that we would get this thing together. and I am,
This is gonna go.
I'm grateful. I'm grateful for you all. Y'all challenge and push me as an individual, you know, and so I'm grateful for that. And now my son is here. And now he has the opportunity not just to learn from his mom, who is an amazing person, but also from this vast community that we have.
It's gonna be his show.
That we're, man,
He's our special co-host now. Don't, yeah.
Talking in the back.
And now he has this moment. You know, Hannah is coming up, and we have these other shows that'll come out of this. And so, thank y'all, seriously. Shekinah?
Before Shekinah goes, can I say this? Because I did forget this person.
Come on, somebody.
I do want to give credit where credit is due, because this did not start with our urban media or anything.
Yeah.
I want to give credit to Hal Dixon.
Yeah,
I want to
Hal.
look in the camera when I say
Absolutely.
that,
Of course, Hal.
because you know Hal and Rob had this vision together. Hal will always be a founder of this show. I mean, if it wasn't them two coming together to create something you wouldn't see what we have today, you know.
Hal kept on me for a year and a half, kept saying, Rob, we got to do this, we got to do this.
Yeah.
And finally we did it, right? So,
Yeah, no, so I just want to say thank you, because this wouldn't be without you, with you two having that vision to come together. And so I never want to like take credit for something without making sure the ones who got this thing going to say thank you to him. So how we appreciate, you know, the vision that you had and the thoughts that you and Rob brought together to make this too what it is.
Shekinah closes out.
Yeah, I think this is so cool, right? To see, I simply said yes to a friend that asked me to join what was already kind of in place, but not kind of in place. But I simply said yes, right? That's what I did. I think the big picture to me is to see the vision inside of other people, see what their secret sauce is, or see what their specialty is, and trust that. And just because you have this secret sauce don't mean you don't have these other things that you need to work on. They both can coexist in the same body and person. Like, we can grow and move together in the same body and person. I remember we were at the show with the presidential candidates before the primary. Shout out to Hal Dixon, but I remember he was there and he had his shirt on. And he was like, "Do you think this is straight?" Or, like, "I ain't get my fresh fade for my locks." I said, "Hal, this is, you're providing an avenue for them, right?" And so you don't have to look a certain way. You don't have to have a certain degree. You don't have to have a certain number of children or not a certain number of children, your marital status, none of that matters, right? Like the gift that is in you, your secret sauce. People that care about you can see that, or you look for that in other people and figure out how you can help nourish that and grow that. And it may not be your role to ride the train to the end of the line, but you ride to your stop. You get off and you help in different ways. And so I think that's a beautiful thing to see the rippling impacts of that, whether that's from guests, whether that's from the engineer and how he's been able to grow, that's from us, how we've grown personally or professionally, all of that. I think that's a beautiful thing. And the show is living its name. It is having an urban impact in the state of Iowa. So yes, so I think that's a great thing. Kudos to Rob for the vision, Hal for the vision, you two ladies for joining the course and standing alongside and providing guardrails for this wolf as the wolf gets in line. I think that is a beautiful thing. It's something to be proud of, not just for yourselves, but the community of Des Moines at large. Thank you. So go team. Thank you. This is the Urban Impact Show. And I am bowing out, leaving it to the professionals. But your regular folks will be back next week. Thank you so much for watching. And it's because of you that we are able to have this show. So, Urban Impact Show, 4 years. 4 years. In the can. Next year, Rob will get a unit right here live on the show.